Confirming for you the results of qualifying here in Race 2, Season 2 of the Grand PriTK. Bags Liddell, he won Race 1. He's the defending champ. He's up top. Arbate second. Club Clifford third. Invero fourth. Brani fifth. Jake sixth. Aussie seventh. Joggles, Badger. And then down below, I believe it's Jazz, Treaders, and Jimmy. That should be everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, lights are out nice and quickly here in Austria for Race 2. It's Bags and Arbate, the latter sliding in behind the rest of the pack. You don't get to see what happened to them, but things have been cleaner than expected, for longer than expected. At least they were in Race 1 in Australia. You can see Jimmy Dimes 20th, Predators 19th, Jazz flying up the pack, only Mick Schumacher ahead of him in terms of the AI. But naturally, where it counts, Bags Liddell with a second lead and a lovely move by Clifford to get past Arbate. Beautiful from the Alpine. The Alpine drivers in their own Discord call don't like being part of the group comms. They can do what they like, there's no rules. I do enjoy it when the drivers give us the updates as we go. You need the reminder, these are 25%ers. Clifford on the outside holds his position. With the one-shot qualifying, followed by 18 laps of Austria's finest. Invero, you can see trying to get through. No way through at the moment. Jake in 5th, Brani in 6th, Joggle 7th, Aussie 8th, Jazz ahead of Mick in 9th. Honey Badger has slipped down into 11th, will quickly flick through, only because you really do not want to get stuck behind the AI. They are there to flesh things out, to make it fair. The drivers, like Sea Treaders, making their pre-TK debut, giving them at least the chance of points. Subs being eligible to pick their seat and eligible for the coin, and right on cue, Honey Badger trying to go through the back of Schumacher, surely damaging his car in the process, and I believe that's a Ferrari spin as well. You see some yellow flags. Joggles took a big hit, now down in 19th. The Shredder's ahead of somebody as Bags just gets further and further away. Surely Badger will need to come in and pit. Doesn't seem to be able to turn very well. And surrounded by the AI filth. Someone's just got off there as well. You can see, is it Invero? It is Invero. Just in the background, incidents everywhere. A bit of a spin, maybe a bit of a tussle. That's just conjecture. Speculation. So Jimmy had to pit lap 1. Joggles down there. Predators on debut in Season 2. It's the teammate of Bayless who is yet to race. The top 7 with a bit of breathing space. Aussie, Jazz CB, Brani. Look how close it is in the middle, by the way. We might stick here for now. Clifford, Arbate, Jake, Brani, and I'm sure Jazz and Aussie will close that gap. We'll call it a gap nice and quickly. Need the reminder of what went down in Melbourne, Australia. Bags Liddell up top, Jazz second, Brani third, and his Alpine teammate in Clifford just behind him in 4th. Meaning Alpine are the top of the constructors' standings. Those subscribers of the stream did mention prize money on the line, whether you're the individual winner, whether you are part of the constructors' pairing, you'll all take home some cash if you're a sub. Jake trying to get past Arbate, but the Brit on Brit action does not result in a changing of positions. At least for now. Brani just behind, and Jazz still a second and a half back. The various, it's not quite brake checking, but defensive driving going on. Imagine Jazz will catch up quick smart. Honey Badger in last place may have had to make that pit after the wing damage, I can only assume. It was part of a Williams duo who are on 10 points after the one race. Teammate Aussie up in 7th. Other pairings to keep your eyes on: AlphaTauri, JW, Jake 67W. That Clifford going very wide. Very, very wide indeed. And now Jake does make his move to get past Arbate. Arbate will need to try and be patient. Some of these brake-heavy areas, drivers do not mind braking very early indeed. Being quite a lot of front wing damage resultant. Of course, referring to the open lobbies, which anyone is welcome to take part in, are the feature races, or the feature race of the week, every week for 10 weeks. Money on the line, otherwise we race for a bit of fun. Jake on the inside of Clifford, wheel to wheel, rubber on rubber. Jake apparently has the position. Clifford right on his case. He's going to try through the inside. It's a very hard turn. Try and make that happen. Number 3, right after the DRS detection. So Jake in 2nd, Clifford 3rd, Arbate ahead of Brani, but positions may well switch frequently. Jazz has joined the party. Aussie not able to stay within distance. Comfortably has his 7th spot. As it stands, Aussie who finished 5th last week. For a few comments in the chat, quite surprised Aussie had done so well. Which I could only respond, you've just not seen him race that much. A bit like Jazz CB, he doesn't mind a takeout, but like Jazz, very, very capable. A pure racing sense as well. Brani and Jazz tussling side by side. Surely Jazz will be able to now break in front on the inside. Indeed, Jazz slips through. It's not just about this driver battle, as spectacular as it is. Team battle. Fantastic to see AlphaTauri up there. The Alpine, the Williams. Unfortunately, Bihar not yet to show for Haas, meaning Arbate is doing it alone. The Americans. We so seldomly give him the credit he deserves, but Bags Liddell got away cleanly. Nice clean air on Jake. 5 seconds, in fact, and this will be Brani forced into the pits, or maybe going to be the mediums just a little earlier than expected. There you go. So he'll drop back into the AI, you would think. We'll stay on him just to see where he comes out, because again, Brani, part of that Alpine pairing, leading the constructors. Brani with the podium finish last week as well. Looks to be a nice, clean re-entry. And crucially, actually a good lick ahead of a lot of the AI. Only Schumacher ahead of him. If he can be patient, he will reap the benefits of that slightly early pit. Questions, of course. The rest of the pack, how early do you now go that the marker has been set? The Treaders just not having a good time, down in 20th on his Season 2 debut. Anything can happen in the Grand PriTK. Jimmy Dimes in 17th, how he would love a point in the Grand PriTK. Honey Badger alongside him. So Invero does come into pit, as does Arbate. The leaders not wanting to give up their positions just yet. You can understand why. But how long can they stay out there? Clifford's on the softs. Aussie with the mediums. Likewise, Jazz. Likewise, Jakey. I assume Bags Liddell is on the softs. Yes, sir. How long can he make them last? He is apparently gaining 6 seconds ahead of Jake when it was 5 or 5.5 before. As we approach the halfway stage, we'll have a look at the data after cars like Bags Liddell, who we're on board with now, have a pit. We'll bring up map and whatnot, which got the feedback that people don't like the clutter on the screen, but too bad, I enjoy it. Bad luck. Nice smooth stop, the Aston Martin, but it means AlphaTauri, Jazz and Jake have the 1-2 for now. Rest of the pack, barring the AlphaTauri pair, following suit with the pit stop. So Bags in third, but with a lot of fresh air in front and behind. Maybe now's a good time. How about we start here? Jazz, 19 spots up. That's as good as you can go. Will he stay like that? Another question altogether. So Jazz, Jake, we won't worry about the AI too much. And as such, it is only Jazz and Jake who have not pitted. I know you guys don't like the clutter, but I love me data and me stats, so here we are. Jake does come into pit. Jazz CB surely powering on. We do have ghosting on, as you can see there, so Critters, Giovinazzi, everyone else in between. Sorry, if you get lapped, you get lapped. We're not having the shambolic scenes, look, glorious scenes, but shambolic scenes of Season 1, where drivers could be in 20th and destroy the leaders. Need to drive adequately if you want to drive like that. Jimmy comes in for his second pit stop. Inning points are surely off the table. But we come back down here, because again, this fantastic battle in the middle. Arbate, Jake, and Club Clifford. Jake was, as Bags Liddell, by the way, under 105. I was asked for today, what is a good time? By Jimmy Times, I said 105, and you'd be laughing as your fastest lap so far, at a 104 just. It is, of course, one thing doing it on time trial, another all together in the Grand PriTK. Jake on the softs, able to stay in front. Arbate dropping back now to 5th, but Clifford alongside him. It's tasty in the middle here in Austria. Jimmy Dimes and Treaders going to have a lot that they can do to impact the standings or the race, and there is a penalty for Jimmy Dimes, surely cementing that. But at the top, Bags Liddell back with his lead. Brani in second. And then have a look at this. Jazz, Jake, Arbate, Clifford all moving across, and that is Brani falling behind. Jazz on the inside holds his position, keeps the Alpine at bay for now. Fantastic racing. And the Honda sandwich with the Alpine meaty middle. And Jake forces Brani very wide, who does not bail out entirely. A little bit of contact. The AlphaTauri, what about this? What a statement. We don't want to overhype things so early, just in this second race, but there are only 10 this season. And so little moments stack into big ones very, very quickly. Honestly, how incredibly close is it from second to sixth? Unless there's a bit of misfortune or a slip, which is possible in Austria. Bags Liddell is well on track, but what about the rest of the standings? The Alpha double, the Alpine double, and Arbate going alone for Haas. Don't forget about Williams. They've got 7th and 10th currently. Invero and Juggles in between. They are two of the currently solo drivers. Clifford goes past Brani. Maybe a bit of strategy, or maybe a bit of misfortune for Brani. Maybe he was just trying to help out his Alpine teammate. We saw it last week. They were working together. And look at this. Covering the left, covering the right. Where is an Arbate to go? The answer is into the back of one of the Alpine. Side by side, bit of a nudge onto the turf. Touch grass, kid. That is not going to be fun for many drivers. Arbate, one of the few that might actually welcome the challenge. Cause a bit of havoc if nothing else. Aussie on the back of that, by the way. Claws within a second and a half. Outside DRS. I have a feeling we'll get there nice and quickly. Yellow flag for some reason. It might be AI impacted. Thankfully, no safety cars needed so far. I guess there's always time. Seems to be a new level of quality here in Season 2 of the Grand PriTK. A few people not returning. A bit too scared to take on the competition. Well, you can't do it in the PriTK. Maybe you're not as good as you think. What an intriguing battle this is. And Aussie, I said, surely will get within a second. He's so close on this third last lap. Adorably, both the Aston Martin are behind one another, or if the best you say that, but one in first, one in 18th. It's not the way Treaders would have liked to start off his Season 2. I believe he's only just started playing this year. Goodness knows it can take time to get up to speed. And holding the inside is Brani. Arbate forced wide. And that will surely bring that one, Aussie, into the equation. He's just outside the second. That one, Aussie, tantalizingly close. But the Alpine working in tandem. The problem for them is that the AlphaTauri around a 4-second advantage. That gap with Jake to Clifford, gap between Bags and Jazz, just like last week, not going to change, you would not think. Aussie still 1.1 seconds. Honey Badger firmly in ninth, so it will be a good day for Williams as well, or a decent day. Invero down at 16th. I think it's fair to say this 4th, 5th, 6th battle is where it's at. We saw this last week, but with Aussie. Arbate gets a nudge! Brani goes past Clifford. Not sure if that's excellent communication or miscommunication. Elbows out, as some say. Arbate desperately wants to get in front of both. And it's worked! Arbate has it! No, he gets past the first. He's trying for the second. Club Clifford can't hold him off. Arbate takes out 2 Alpines in one corner. Beans, 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 and Bags Liddell has spun. I repeat, Bags Liddell has spun. The complexion of this race changing entirely as we head to the last lap. Bags in 7th. Arbate on the podium. What a ripper finish we have in store. By keeping it level, Jazz CB may well be about to win, and Do we get a little bit of, dare I say, Hamilton-Bottas? You know what I mean? Some competitiveness within the rank, or are they going to be happy just to take the 1-2? Hard to tell what to stick with, to be quite honest. Bags Liddell, I can only assume just spinning out. Goodness gracious me, the twists and turns in Austria. The twists and turns of the Grand PriTK. They come around turns 9 and 10. And it appears they're happy as it stands. Deliriously happy as Jazz takes out Austria for the AlphaTauri. Jake in second. Very quickly, let's move across because Clifford has got third. Bags fourth. Aussie fifth. Arbate 6 slips down. Brani down in 8th, no doubt. There's been other incidents missed. I'm sure you can appreciate that we needed to stick with our leaders. Fredders does not finish. Wow, wow, wow. Jazz CB takes out the checkered flag here in Austria, here in race 2. Jake in second. Clifford gets a podium. Bags only just, but misses out altogether after leading the race for 17 of 18 laps. Simply incredible. Well, I think it's fair to say no one expected this. Jazz CB, your winner in Austria, having led for only 1 lap, but it's the lap that counts. He celebrates with his AlphaTauri teammate, Jake, who gets second. But Clifford, I believe, in third. We'll head to those final standings right now. There it is. Alpine on the podium. Invero, fastest lap, cruelly. It won't count for him, but he does take it away, I guess, from someone in the top 10. Mick Schumacher gets a point. Bags Liddell fourth. Aussie fifth again. Arbate had the podium, finished the 6th. Joggles up to 7th. Brani slips to 8th. I'll break it down with the rest of the drivers. Thank you very much to them for the spectacle. We'll do it all again next week in Canada.